What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to rebirthedu.com. I'm your host, Kendrick, aka Also the Great. So we are back with the final installment of the Miracle Morning, and this might be the most important part of it because you can take what I'm about to talk about into every aspect of your life that you want to improve, and it's about habit forming, right? Which is super crucial. It's really important because the difference between people who are successful and who are not successful is essentially their habits, right? They've established habits that will allow them to be successful, and they've gotten rid of the ones that don't. And it sounds very simplistic because it is. It doesn't necessarily mean it's easy at first, but you know, there's a show that used to come on. I don't know if it still comes on, where they get millionaires and they strip everything away from them, and they take their identity, their name, their connections, everything, and all they do is they give them like a cell phone and a few bucks, if that, and they say, you know, all right, you got 90 days or whatever, 30 days, 90 days, however much time they give them to make your money back, make $1,000,000. And they do it. And that's because they have developed these habits. They make it look easy because for them, it is just part of who they are, right? And that goes back to something I said a long time ago, that the average millionaire reads over 50 books a year and the average non-millionaire reads only a half a book a year. It's because they get the information in these books, they create habits around that information, they implement it, and then in turn, they're successful, okay? So that goes for anything that you're doing. It doesn't matter if it's making money. It doesn't matter if it's parenting your kids. That doesn't matter if it's being healthy and getting exercise, driving habits. I don't care what it is. You can really change the direction of your life by creating really good habits and getting rid of all the bad ones, right? So let's get into it, right? Your habits are going to control your outcomes, okay? Whatever those are. If you have a habit of smoking cigarettes, your outcome is probably going to be lung cancer. If you have a habit of, what's that stuff they be putting, the dip, you're probably going to get mouth cancer, right? If you have a habit of sleeping around with just a bunch of people, so you're probably going to have some, if you're a guy, you're probably going to have some illegitimate kids. Or if you're a lady and you're not responsible, you have a habit of not being responsible in that regard, you're probably going to have a bunch of kids out of wedlock, or you're going to contract some kind of disease or something of that nature because you have a habit of being irresponsible, right? So this works for getting rid of bad habits, and it works for creating good ones. All right, so we're going to teach you how to go from it being unbearable to you being unstoppable, right? So they used to have this, and they still do, this whole saying about it takes 21 days to create a new habit. And that's true. They get that probably from a book called Cybernetics. Really good book. I don't know if I'll go over that one because it's a little technical. And if you're into that, that's cool. Leave a comment below if you guys like that kind of stuff, to where you just get a lot of real science. And essentially if I go over that book, we're just going to break down the science of what happens in your brain. It's super helpful, just to kind of know a little bit more about how your brain works. You'll never really fully understand it because it's such a complicated organ, but it's a dope book. I liked it. I've maybe only went over it once because it is a difficult read, but you do get a lot of cool information out of that, so that may be worth checking out. But they say it takes 21 days to create a new habit, and that's true. It takes a little bit more than that to sink it in, to where it's enjoyable, right? So the author of this book says that it takes 30 days. And I tend to agree with that a little bit more. So he breaks it down into 3 phases, 10-day phases. And phase 1, of course, is the unbearable stage, right? I wish he would have kind of broke it down into 4, because when you start a new habit, the first day, it's exciting because you know you're going to go do, you're starting something great. You want to put both feet on the ground and just run into it. And it's exciting that first day, especially if you have somebody that is going to hold you accountable and help you with this, and you're telling them about what you're working on. They're excited for you too. Oh, you're going to quit smoking? Awesome. Let's do it. It's going to be great. And you're excited about it. And then that first day, you know, you say, no, I'm not smoking a cigarette. I'm not doing this. And it's exciting at first. Here's the thing. This is why most people don't do well with either breaking bad habits or getting new ones. Is they're not prepared for this emotional roller coaster that you're going to go through. Okay? And it's intense. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. There's going to be a lot of heartache. There's going to be some joy here and there. It's the most anger, all kinds of things. You're going to go through this whole just myriad of emotions, similar to, you know, like losing a loved one or something like that, and processing that. All those several stages of grief. It's similar to that. The ups and downs, the anger, the sadness, the happiness, the emptiness, the everything. You go through a lot of stuff. The trick is for you to understand that it's temporary, right? And if the reward is big enough, that's going to help drive you and push you to getting this done. Think about it, right? Now, nobody wants to go to jail, right? Jail sucks. It's not a cool place. Been there. Have no desire to go back. But if somebody comes up to you and says, hey, if you go sit in jail for 6 months, I'll give you $1 billion. And they got the money. They showed you the money. They wrote it down. Lawyer signed it, everything. You sit in jail for 30 days, 60 days, 6 months, a year. Whatever the allotted time is. I'll give you $1 billion. Most of us are going to go sit in jail because they know the reward that's on the other side. Hell, you might even go in jail and sit there and enjoy it because you know what you got coming, right? And everything that's tough in there, all the hardship that you're going to go through in there, you deal with it because you know. Oh man, you even got it on your calendar, man. I get out such and such day and I know what's coming to me. We finna ball out or whatever. It's the same concept, right? Now, mind you, for the most part, we have to deal with the delayed gratification, especially depending on what that goal is. But it's the same concept, okay? It's temporary. And you're not going to like it for a little bit, but eventually you'll be fine, especially if you have something big enough that's going to drive you to getting this done. You have something to look forward to. All right. So phase 1 is unbearable, right? So it sucks. You're not going to like it. You have to force yourself to do it. If you're doing this miracle morning kick and you're waking up early and you've been telling yourself, oh, I'm not a morning person, guess what? You're not going to like these first 10 days. And that's okay. Again, you got to have that goal big enough. It's going to be uncomfortable, but you have to force yourself to do it. That day might look like, the alarm goes off and you're just like, oh, it's too early. I just need 10 more minutes of sleep. And we've talked about that already. That is going to destroy your miracle morning. That's going to destroy your day. You're going to start off that day in the worst way possible, and things get to snowballing from there. There's another book called The 5-Second Rule. That may be the one we go over next. And we maybe just do one video on that one. It's a pretty simple book, but it's a fantastic technique, especially to help you get through something like this and take action, right? So first 10 days, guys, is tough, right? But it's temporary. Keep that in mind. It does get better, especially when you get to phase 2, which is the next 10 days. The next 10 days are uncomfortable, right? You actually kind of sort of start, it's not too bad. You're used to it a little bit. Now you're waking up. It's like, all right, this is part of what I do. And I'm up, I'm getting my day started, I'm staying disciplined with what I got to do. And I keep pushing. And this one's not so bad. You actually start to get a little bit of joy from it. You start to see a little bit of the benefits of waking up, especially if you have been actually doing the miracle morning and you're getting some exercise in. At this juncture, your body's probably not sore anymore. You're doing your reading like you're supposed to. So you're probably in the middle of the book and that book's good. And you want to read more of that book the next day. You're getting your prayer in. So now you're getting closer to whatever your belief structure is. That's good stuff. You're starting to enjoy that quiet time because of the hustle and bustle of your day. You need that peace. You need that meditation and that quiet time. You need that for yourself. And if you've been writing like you're supposed to, man, you got so much to put in, so much input, and you're starting to look forward to it because you know it's been helping you. Even though it was tough that first 10 days, I guarantee you, after that morning started off and you got it going, the rest of your day was okay. It was pretty good, actually. And so now you're starting to see a pattern. And that second phase is not so bad. It's just a little bit uncomfortable, but it's okay. We keep pushing it. So now you get to the third phase, which is, days 20 through 30. Now, if you fall into that trap that it takes 21 days to create a new habit, you start to think to yourself, cool, 20 days, 21 days, 22 days has gone by. I'm good. I done created a new habit. So now I can take me a little old break and maybe take a day off from it. And that is not the way to go. This is where most people mess up. Okay. Phase 3 is called unstoppable. And that's why you have to get through it. By this time, you are associating pleasure with whatever this habit is. Okay. If that's waking up early in the morning, like this book, you're starting to associate how good it feels to do it, how much you can accomplish, how much better your days are. And you're getting to the point where, man, I cannot start my morning off late. I have to get up and I have to knock this stuff out because I know the results that come from it. I know how I'm going to feel for the rest of the day. And that's how I want my days to be. So the fact that you're starting to associate that pleasure with it, do not deny yourself that pleasure. You have to continue to push through to get 30 days and beyond, because you really want this to be part of your identity. You want this to be part of who you are. What's even more great is other people will start to associate you with that. You've been telling yourself that you're not a morning person. You've been telling everybody else you're not a morning person. You get through day 30, you are a morning person. You and everybody will start to associate, that identity with you. They'll say, "Oh man, Kenny's up early. Kenny's up early all the time." You know what I'm saying? "Oh man, he's gonna go fishing. Oh man, ain't no thing for him. Oh, I gotta wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning." Well, it ain't no thing for you because you wake up early all the time. I hear that all the time. People tell me that all the time because everybody knows that I'm up way before everybody else. And I'm working, I'm reading, I'm meditating. I take my mini vacation in my brain. I'm visualizing. I'm doing all of those things, and I'm exuberant every day. I'm happy every day. If ever I'm down and out, people come to me all day and ask me, "Hey, are you okay?" Now that's rare. That doesn't happen. Maybe that happens once a year, twice a year. I'm always positive, and it starts with me having these types of mornings. So people start to associate that with you, and that's who you are, and that's your goal. That's what you want to push through. You want to get all the way to the end of that. I encourage you to take the Miracle Morning little 30-day challenge. Go to their website. I got the link in the description below, and actually do that challenge. Make sure you join the social media groups. Find yourself somebody to help hold you accountable for this, and push through it. Push until it actually becomes part of your life and part of your daily routine, and you're excited about doing it every single day. You have to push through the 30 days. You have to. It doesn't matter what that habit is. If it's eating better, hey, like most everyone in this country, we're addicted to sugar, right? Sugar's the worst drug in this country. Not heroin, not cocaine, not crack, not any other opioid epidemic, not anything like that. Well over 90 some odd percent of people in this country are addicted to sugar, and it is killing us in every aspect. And weaning yourself off of sugar is not hard. I mean, excuse me. Ugh, that's crazy. Why would I say that? It is hard. It's extremely hard because it is around every corner. Every time you turn around, it's sugar. It doesn't matter if it's just regular sugar, refined sugar, processed. It doesn't matter if it's in the carbohydrates. It doesn't matter what it is. It's sugar. Everywhere you turn. It's really hard to get off of that. And everybody knows it's better for them. Everybody knows it's better for them to not be on this sugar. And so a lot of people jump into these diets and, little to no carbohydrates, ketogenic type stuff, maybe carnivore type stuff, paleo, whatever. And at first day, I'm done with this. I'm gonna do good. And the first day is exciting, and the next 10 days ain't no pump. Your body starts going through withdrawals. The bacteria in your stomach is crying to you, pleading with you, attacking you, because it needs the sugar. And the only way to get rid of some of these types of bacteria is to starve them to death. And they don't want to die. Cancer cells feed off sugar. All these things that destroy your body feed off of it. And we're addicted to it. I know it has nothing to do with the Miracle Morning, but I'm trying to stress to you the difficulty that may be ahead of you in the first 10 days. But it is temporary. After you get through your withdrawals, it's actually not so bad. You start enjoying the food a little bit more, the food with no sugar. And you start not necessarily craving it as much, right? By the time you get to the end of those 20 days, man, you don't even really want anything sugary. And then you mess up and you think to yourself, all right, man, I did this for 20 some odd days. I don't even really want sugar no more, but you know what? It's such and such birthday. I'll have a little bite of a cupcake or something. I'm celebrate the birthday with them. Or I'll have a drink and the alcohol turns into sugar. I'll have a drink with you. Yeah, it's cool. Let's do it. And then it spirals. So you have that cupcake and then you have that drink. And then maybe the next day, you know what I'm saying, there's a little something at work and they have donuts, and maybe you're just like, well, I'll just take a one bite, you know, one little old bite, and I'll throw the rest away. Maybe they have a kolache, or maybe they have a fruit tray, and you're right back where you started. And then you binge, and it's messed up, and you gotta start over all over again. No, you can't do it. You gotta push through. You gotta continue to push. Right now is the time where you gotta really buckle down, and you gotta let this be part of your identity. To the point where nobody's coming to offer you a drink no more. Cause that's Kenny. He doesn't drink. He's not drinking today. You want it to be to the point where, nah, man, that dude don't drink. Oh man, nah, that dude don't eat cupcakes. He don't eat sugar, stuff like that, man. That stuff kills him. He can't do that, you know. People start bringing food for you, even though they finna have a big barbecue. And I got a buddy of mine that is on plant-based diet, and that's who he is. And we would have a barbecue or something like that, and when it's time to go shopping, and we're going to find a meat, maybe we're picking up some ribs or some chicken or whatever, you know, people instinctively to this point, if they know he's coming, they're gonna pick up something vegan for him that they can put on the grill as well. They got like vegan hot dogs or whatever else they have. They're gonna pick that up from him. They don't even call him to ask him what he would like. They already pick it up because that's who he is, right? That's super dope, and that's how you want it to be. You want it to be part of your identity. That's why you have to continue to push. If you're trying to wake up early in the morning, you got to go those 30 days plus. If you're trying to stop drinking, you got to go those 30 days plus. Okay? So, and here's another thing they don't really talk about in the book, but I'm going to go ahead and add it. I spoke earlier about the emotional challenges that you're going to have to go through in this roller coaster that you need to be prepared for. As always, I'm a huge advocate for counseling and coaching. I recommend you talk with somebody and tell them about what you're going to embark on, and they can give you some tips and tricks to help push you through this. And maybe also work out some of the things that you have deep embedded that maybe are creating these bad habits for you that maybe you want to get rid of. So yeah, get counseling. Like I've said before, most jobs offer a few sessions through their insurance. And if they don't, it's not as expensive as you may think. And if you're having issues with not being able to afford it because you think it's so expensive, hit me up. I can help you with your budget. We can budget this in to get this done for you. It'll help you out in the long run. Invest in yourself, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It might be the best investment you ever make. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. And that's it for this book. Great book. If you like the content, if you like the book, hit like. Help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. And hit me up. We out here, man. I appreciate y'all.